Hi everyone, I'm your Babji Ram. We are going to talk about what is the concept of function, how function is useful in C language. So let us discuss in detail information about the functions. What is functionality of mobile phone? To call to someone, to send a message to someone, capturing some kind of moment or recording some video or playing a game, doing a transaction. So these all comes under functionality of mobile phone. What is the functionality of television? To watch videos, to watch TV shows, to listen the music. This is the functionality of TV. What is the functionality of fan? To generate air. Okay, what is the functionality of light? To give some brightness to the room or hall. So this is called various functions of different objectives. Similarly, what is a function in C language? So let us discuss in detail information about this. Without wasting any time, let us get into the video. So the first definition is, what is a function? Functions are basic building blocks of C language. That means without function, we are unable to write C program, right? So you can clearly observe that main is required. You can clearly observe that printf is required or scanf is required, CLR, SCR is required, getch is required. So without main, without printf, we are unable to write any program in C language, right? So that is the reason we can say that function is basic building block of C language. Okay, so you can take a home. Every home consists of doors, right? Main door. So similarly, every C program consists of main. That is nothing but function. Okay, you have to write any logic, that should be under main function, right? So functions are basic building blocks of C programming language. Functions are backbones of C language, and a C program is collection of functions. So our main agenda is, we are going to talk about user defined functions. Okay, so what is user defined function? User defined function, that is, you are defining a function in C language, that is called as user defined function. So this is the basic definition. Okay, but what is exact definition? A function is self-contained block. A function is self-contained block and it contains group of statements, and each statement performing particular task. Okay, so a function is self-contained block and it is going to be performing some kind of task. For example, sum of two numbers. Sum of two numbers means int a, int b, a plus b. So this is group of statements. A is one instruction, b is one instruction, a plus b is one instruction. The entire code is going to be defining sum of two numbers. So this is nothing but one task. What is the task? The task is addition, right? Okay, what is the function? A function is self-contained block, or a function is group of statements and it is going to be perform some kind of task. Okay, the task may be addition, the task may be subtraction, the task may be recursion, the task may be swapping, anything. We can define anything in the function. Function is self-contained block and it performing particular task in a program. In a C language, to create a function, we need two steps. The step one is creation of function and the step two is calling of a function. What is creation of function? To define a function. What is the calling of function? We have to call the logic whenever you require. I will give example like you can take your TV. Your TV is called function, creation of function. Okay, so whenever switch on a TV, you are pressing some button like channel plus, channel minus, increase volume, and shifting towards to Amazon or Netflix or your dish TV. So like that you have to shifting between the different kind of aspects. So that means you are controlling one. You are controlling your device with a remote controller. So this remote controller we can call it as calling function, and your TV is called as called function. So whenever you define a function, you need two important aspects. The first one is called as creation of function, and the second one is called as calling of a function. So let us understand creation of function. In C language, functions can be defined following manner. That means a function is divided into three parts. The first aspect is called called function. That means we can also call function definition. And the second one we can call it as function call, or we can also call calling function. And the third aspect we can call it as function declaration. So function declaration means we are going to define prototype of the function. So that means the first one we can call it as called function or function definition. So it contains group of statements. That means your logic that should be under this called function. And the second one we can call it as function call. The function call means the function can be called from anywhere in the program, and the duty of the function call is we are going to calling this called function. Okay, whenever we are going to call function call or calling function, the logic will be executed. Okay, the logic is executed, right? So it may be contain parameters and everything. We will discuss each and everything in detail information. And coming into that function declaration, so this function declaration is completely different. That means a function must be declared as a globally in a program. Okay, and the C program tell to the compiler about the function name, okay, and function parameters and its return type. We can call it as function declaration. And the function declaration we can also contains prototype of the function. Okay, so these are the three aspects, but we are going to focusing first aspect, second aspect initially, and then we will go for the third aspect. Okay, so let us understand what is called function and what is function call. Okay, with the help of these two we are going to define a lot of programs. So let us understand the syntax. The first aspect is syntax of called function. Okay, how to define syntax? That means we should define return type of the function. That must be keyword. Return type of the function must be keyword. Okay, and followed by we must define function name. So the function name is user defined. So this function name must be user defined, right? And after that we had to write parenthesis. Okay, that means inside of the parenthesis we define arguments or parameters. Okay, and this arguments and parameters we can call it as optional statements, right? Okay, so return type, function name, argument list, and followed by we had to write set of program code. So this set of program code we can call it as logic of the program. Okay, this logic is nothing but what? Body or group of statements. Group of statements. So this is the syntax of called function or function definition. Let us understand with the example. Take example. So example is two types of examples. The first example is related to without parameters, and second example is with parameters. Okay, let us talk about without parameters. Without parameters means return type as per the syntax. Return type means by default the return type is void. Okay, we can use int, float, everything we can use. Okay, but the return type of the function is void by default. Okay, void does not return any value. So let us take function name is called hello. Okay, anything we can write, that is our function, right? User defined function, and followed by parenthesis. So without parameters, there are no parameters as per the syntax, and followed by open floor brackets. If you want to write more than one statement or less than one statement, you must define parenthesis, and followed by I'm going to write printf. Printf is predefined function, and followed by open parenthesis in double quotations. I'm going to write some message. So this is function. This is function. Okay, and there is one more statement like printf double quotations backslash n. This is user defined function. This is user defined function. Double quotations closed, closing parenthesis, right? So this is the basic example without parameters, right? So what is this one? This one we can call it as called function or function definition. Let us understand with parameters. So example 2 with parameters. How to define with parameters? Return type. The return type is void, int, anything we have to define. I'm going to take integer. Okay, and the function name is called sum. Addition, you can define anything, no problem. Open parenthesis. Inside of the parenthesis, I'm going to write two parameters. The first parameter is called as a, and the second parameter is called as b. Both are integers, right? So this is the function header. Okay, so inside of the function header, we are going to write printf double quotations backslash n sum equal to %d comma, and I have to add a plus b. Okay, followed by semicolon, right? I'm going to print a value and b value. I'm going to sum a value, b value, which value is coming from the calling function, and followed by return either 1 or 0, anything, no problem. 1 means true, 0 means false, right? So this is my second example based on with parameters. So with parameters, a is one parameter, b is one parameter, and these parameters we can call it as arguments, right? So let us understand with calling function. So example 1 and example 2 both are comes under called function. So we already know, right? Functions are classified three types. One is called function, calling function, and the third one is prototype of the function. So the second one we can call it as calling function. Let us understand calling of a function. How to call a function? You have to observe this syntax. Calling function. The second one we can call it as calling functions. So calling function means a function can be defined anywhere in the program. The syntax will be as follows. So the syntax is very simple. Function name followed by parameter values, semicolon. So parameter values means whatever values we are passing here, that values we have to be defined here, right? For example, as per previous two examples, like one is without parameters and the second one is with parameters, right? Let us understand with this syntax. Example 1. So in this example 1, without parameters means what is our function? Hello is the function. Hello means directly just we are calling hello in the main or in any other function. So this is called without parameters. There are no value in the calling function. And let us go to the simple program by using user defined functions. This is the first example. Based on this example, we can clearly understand that hello is a function. Okay, this function is user defined function and this function has no parameters. Okay, so in this body we are defining printf. This is user defined function. Printf, a function without parameters or arguments. So this is the main. So this hello we can call it as definition of function, or we can also call called function. Okay, this one we can call it as called function. Okay, and the second one is comes under main function. So in the main function we are going to defining hello. So hello we are calling again. Okay, so this is nothing but calling function. How many times I'm calling hello? One time. So what I expected, these two messages I can expected. Okay, so let me run the program. See, after completion of running, you can clearly observe that hello main is available here, and this you can clearly observe that this is user defined function, a function without parameters or arguments. So let us defining \n to get the full clarity. See, I have to define \n here also, \n, and here also I had to define \n, right? So let me compile the program. See, you can clearly observe that hello main, first this one is executed, and after that hello called first time. So what is the information from the hello? This is user defined function and this is user defined function, a function without parameters and arguments. Process finished. So this is the output. The same program we can observe like this also. I'm defining calling function again inside of the see hello main. This is user defined function, a function without parameters or argument. Again, this is second time. The three statements are second time. No, two. You can clearly observe that hello main only one time. Hello calling. This is user defined function, a function without parameter. Again hello. There is no hello main second time. Only one time. But function calling next time. This is user defined function, a function without parameters or arguments, right? Okay, I hope you understand a function without parameters. So let us understand the program with parameters. Second example is a function with parameters. You can clearly observe that sum is a function name. A and B both are called as integer numbers, and A and B we can call it as parameters. We can also call it arguments. So information, this is user defined function and a function with parameters are arguments. A, B are called as parameters or arguments. What is the logic? The logic is printf A plus B. You can clearly observe that in previous example void, but in this example integer, and returning the value either 0 or 1. So here I am going to give 1. 1 means true. Okay, this is the logic of my function. What is my calling function? Sum 5, 10. 5 value is passed to A and 10 value is passed to B, right? That means A value contains 5, B value contains 10, and the result is 15. You can expect that the result is 15. Let us compile the program and understand this example. See, compilation. After compilation, hello main is executed first time, and this is user defined function, and a function with parameters or arguments and a plus b equal to 15. Compilation is completed, right? So expected result is 15. So let me pass some more arguments. I'm going to call this function second time. Sum is a function name, and I'm going to define 30 comma 40. Only integer values are required because parameters are integer. So let me compile the program. Earlier 5 comma 10, now 30 comma 40. Expected 2 times sum. See, first time and second time. First time 15, 5 plus 10, 15. Second time 30 comma 40, 70. So this is the output of the program. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of functions, right? So far we know that what is a function, how to define a function, what are the advantages of the function, and called function, calling function, and function with parameters, function without parameters. Okay, so this is the basic information about the function. So let us see in detail information. What are the uses of functions? The first usage is reusability. That means a program can be divided into different type of blocks, and the first block is function 1, second block is function 2, third block is function 3. Like that, a program divided into number of blocks because to understanding of the program. So let us talk about the advantages of functions. Advantages of functions. So already we know that a large program is going to be divided into basic building blocks, like block 1, block 2, block 3 is called as function, right? So let us understand one by one advantage. The first advantage is, by using functions we are going to avoiding rewriting of logic, okay, or code again and again. Okay, so the first advantage is, by using functions we are going to avoiding rewriting of logic again and again. Second advantage number 2, we can call C functions number of times, and we can call this function any place in a program. Next, advantage number 3, reusability is main advantage of functions. And one more most important advantage is function call is always overhead in the program. Okay, always overhead in the program. Let us see what is the overhead. Let us understand what is overhead. Overhead means, for example, there is a person. Okay, this person is calling other person to do work 1. Okay, at the same time this person again calling the same person for work 2, and again this person is calling the same person for work 3, right? Okay, so in this context, this person doing 3 works, okay, 3 works simultaneously. So there is some kind of problematic situation may be faced. Okay, maybe in work 1, maybe in work 2, maybe in work 3. Okay, So there is some kind of inconsistency may occurs, right? Okay, so one function call calling function definition different type of times. Okay, so this is one memory location, this is one memory location, this is one memory location. The three memory locations are completely different. Okay, so this is very difficult job for the CPU to recalling of each work. Okay, so that kind of problem we can avoid. So when we call a function and its control is passed where it is defined and the body is executed, that means we make our CPU run through a long process. Okay, our CPU run through a long process. So this is the basic problem of overhead. We can reduce this overhead by using inline functions, right? So this is the overhead of function. So these are the advantages of functions. Do you know what is the prototype of a function? Let us understand with this. So the third classifications from the function side, we can call it as function prototype. Function prototype. So this function prototype we can also call declaration. Okay, so declaration of function. Okay, that is nothing but we should define return type of the function, and we have to define function name. So this is our choice, that means use the defined one, and followed by we are going to write arguments. Okay, and very important one is it needed semicolon. So it has only head part. Okay, only head part, no body part. That means only header it contains, only header. Okay, compiler easily understand what kind of arguments we have and how to compile the program, how to compile the function in the program. Okay, so like that the compiler will understand. So it increases speed of the program. Okay, that is a job. Okay, so basically when we define global function, or a function is going to be used in number of times in different modules, we should define this. Okay, so this one we can call it as function prototype or function declaration. Okay, let us understand with the example. Right, average is, okay, average is function name, and it has 5 values, and I'm not defining any value, just I want to define type of value, that means data type, semicolon, and the return type I'm going to define void. Okay, so this one we can call it as function prototype. Okay, I'm going to define logic. The logic is under called function. How to define the logic? A plus B plus C plus D plus E by, how many numbers are there? 5 numbers, by 5. So this is the prototype, this is called function, and the calling function. Calling function means it always works with the called function. Okay, how many parameters I have to pass? 5 parameters. So that means average of 5 numbers like 10, 20, 5, 7, 8. Okay, I have to pass this. So these are the 3 parts of the function. So this is very important, that it contains logic, and this is necessary to run the logic, but this is needed globally to understand the compiler for different uses, right? Okay, compiler easily understand this. Okay, 3 are required, but frequently we are using 2, but real time we have to use 3 also. Okay, so let us understand with the program. In this program you can observe that this is the function part 1. We can call it as prototype or declaration of function. So average is function name, and it has 5 values, and this one we can call it as function logic. This is important. We can call it as called function, right? And the third one we can call it as this one. We can call it as calling function, right? So this called function always calls this calling function always calls called function, and it determines this definition of the function, right? Declaration, definition, calling. So in this program we are going to calculate average. So average means a value reading from the keyboard, b value, c value, d value, e value reading from the keyboard, a plus b plus c by 5. That's it, very simple. And all are comes under, these are the integer values, and this is comes under floating value because average always in the pointed format. Okay, this is also we can call it as type conversion, right? So let us understand with the output. See, after executing the program, I'm going to give the numbers 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, total 5 numbers. Okay, see, average is 21. Okay, I'm giving 5 numbers, average is 21. So this is the way we had to define functions in the C language, right? So far we know that what is called function and what is calling function. Let us understand different aspects, different aspects of functions. Okay, so different aspects of functions, or we can also call function call. Okay, so let us understand one by one. The first one we can call it as function without a function without arguments, a function without arguments, and without written value. Okay, a function without arguments and without written value. And the second one is function without arguments and with written value. Okay, so function without arguments, without written value, function without arguments with written value, and third one is function with arguments or parameters, but without written value, and the fourth one is function with arguments as well as with written value. Okay, so these are the 4 combinations. Okay, cross right, right cross, right. That is nothing but function without arguments without written value, function without arguments with written value, function with arguments without written value, function with arguments with written value. Okay, so these are the 4 aspects of the function. So let us understand each and every topic in detailedly. Okay, the first concept is called function with arguments and function. The first one we can call it as function without arguments and without written value. The first one we can call it as function without written value and without argument, or without arguments and without written value. Okay, function without arguments without written value. So let us understand this topic. We can take a function
the function name is called read. Okay, read is what? Read is user defined function, and the return type is void. Okay, we are going to define some information and there is no return value, but this read we are going to call into the main. Okay, like example of a function without parameters and without return value. We discussed first example, but again we are going to go for the classifications. Okay, so let us understand with the program. After executing the program, you can expect a function without parameters and a function without return value. Whatever message we are defining here, we can write anything, but as per our understanding, we are defining this one. Okay, so let us move into the type 2. The second one is a function without parameters are arguments, but with return type. So this is our topic, and I'm going to define integer is a return type of the function. I'm going to define square is user defined function and no parameters. It has no parameters, but the logic is I want to define one kind of variable like side, float, s or side, whatever. Okay, and after that I'm reading this value from the keyboard. Okay, like printf and scanf, and finally I have to return this s. What is the logic? Given value into given value, that is nothing but square, right? So a function, no parameters, but it has return type, right? This is the type 2. So let us understand this type 2 with the program. In the example number 2, you can observe that square is user defined function, and in the square no parameters, right? At the same time, you can observe that what is the logic? Square logic is given number into given number, right? N into n. So this is the basic logic. So I'm taking this n as a side. Okay, so n as a side. So enter length of the meters and reading this side from the keyboard, right? So the logic is this, the logic already defined here. So you can observe that there are no kind of parameters, but there is a return value. No parameters, but return value. And after calculating the area, for example, I'm calling 5. I'm going to pass 5, then expected result is 25 because 5 into 5, 25. Okay, let us understand. Let us understand with this program. Let us understand with this. Let us execute this program to get more clarity.
See, I want to enter the value output.
So going to calculate the area of the square. Okay, first main part is executed, then square is calling the square. Enter length of the side in meters. I'm going to enter 5. Okay, I'm going to enter 5. After entering the 5 into 5, 25. So expected value is the area of square is 25. So I'm pressing done. See, you can clearly observe that the area of square is 25. This is the logic of the program, right?
So you can understand easily with this program the concept of
a function without parameters with return value. Let us go for the third topic. Type 3. Type 3 means a function with parameters or arguments but no return value. No return value. How to define this? Simple. We can take return type as a void and the function name is called as sum, and inside we can take it as int a comma int b. Okay, and we have to read a b value from the main printf double quotations backslash n sum equal to percentile d a plus b. That's it. Okay, now this a plus b is calculated sum of two numbers. Sum of two numbers. See, with parameters, no return value, right? So let us understand with the program. See, this is the type 3 concept. So in this type 3, what is the topic? With parameters but no return value, right? No return value. You can clearly observe that sum is a function and it has a and b values, and we are going to calculate a plus b as per the logic. But are you writing any kind of return value? No return value, right? No return value. So that is our topic. Okay, so let us understand with the main function. Okay, so main means what? A and b we can call it as values we are taking from the keyboard. Okay, result is nothing but see, type 3 is nothing but a function with parameters. A function with parameters but not return type. So what is the function name? Sum is the function name. It has two arguments a comma b, and the job of this one is a plus b. A plus b with the help of printf. Are you defining any return value? No return value. That's it. That is the topic. Okay, but how to pass the values? With the help of x comma y. X value and y value reading from keyboard. Okay, read from keyboard, and two numbers. We have to read x value from keyboard, y value from keyboard. For example, 5, 10. So this 5 value and 10 value taken by x and y. Not only 5 and 10, you can pass any value. So this x value taken by a, y value taken by the b, sum of x comma y. Sum of x comma y means what? A plus b. That's it, right? So expected 15. So let us execute the program. We have to execute the program. After successful execution, it is asking going to calculate the sum of two numbers. In the main, first this part is executed. Enter two numbers. I am entering 5 space 10. Done. See, 5 comma 10, sum is 15. Process finished. That's it. So this is the type 3 category. Okay, let us go for the type 4. Fourth one, that is type 4, a function with parameters and a function with return value. How to define it? We are going to take integer is the return type of the function. Okay, add is a function name, and I'm going to write int of a comma int of b. So this is nothing but parameters, and after that the logic is that is nothing but return a plus b. That's it. Okay, return a plus b. So this is the called function, and we should pass the values. Okay, we should pass the values like add of some value like 15 comma 20. 15 pass it to a, 20 pass it to b. We can give the values directly, otherwise we can use scanf. So let us understand with the program. See, this is the type 4 program. Okay, so in this type 4 program you can clearly observe that a function with parameters and with return value. Okay, so the topic is addition is the function name, and it has parameters, at the same time it has return value, right? Okay, a function with parameters, a function with return value. This is the frequently defined program in the C language. Okay, so in the main we had to take a b result, going to calculate sum of two numbers and enter two numbers. I am taking two numbers from the keyboard like 15, 20. Okay, so 15 reading from the a, 20 reading from the b, and add of 15 comma 20. So 15 value passing to a, 20 value passing to b. and 15 plus 20, 35. So 35 is expected result, right? So let us compile the program, check with the output. See, after compilation it is asking the value. What are the values? 15, space is needed because we are giving the space in the printf. 15 comma, not comma, 20. 15 space 20. Okay, see, space is there, we should give the space. If you give the comma, comma should be enter, right? See, after that, done. After completing the done, process is finished. 35 is expected result. So this is the type 4. Type 4 is a function without a function with parameters and with return value. I hope you understand different aspects of the function or different types of calling function, right?
In C language, functions are classified into two types. The first one is library functions or built-in functions or predefined functions. These all comes under category 1. And the second one is user-defined functions. So user-defined function means what? We are going to define our own logic as per our requirement. That is comes under user-defined function. Okay. So predefined functions are like printf, scanf, getch, putch, like that, various string functions, mathematical functions, like every functions which is defined in the C programming set. That means in the C language software, that is called as predefined functions. Why we go for the user defined functions? Sometimes we have to define our own logic, like sum of two numbers, like find out the HCF, find out the recursion, so find out the some kind of power. So these all are comes under user defined function. Whatever logic you want to implement, you should use user defined function.
See, functions are basically two types we discussed earlier, right? Okay, functions are two types. One is called as built-in functions and the second one we can call it as user-defined functions. And we got a clarity about what is user-defined function, and we required prototype, we required definition of the function, we required calling of the function. What are the built-in functions? Okay, so let us understand. Okay, built-in functions means, for example, you want to gain knowledge from college or from school. Okay, so what you have to do? You go to library, right? Okay, you are going to, for example, mathematics. Okay, for example, computers. For example, polity. For example, science. For example, some economics. So like that, there are different kind of departments we have, right? Okay, if you go for the math side, you can expect all mathematical books. If you go for the computer side, you can expect all computer related books. If you go for the science side, you can go for physics, chemistry, like that, different books are available. If you go for the economics, economic related books, polity related books. That means if you want to gain the knowledge from the mathematics side, you go to library first, and you go for the mathematical department side or mathematical building side, and from that mathematical building side there are separate options you have, like one is for the algebra, one is for the geometry, and one is for the trigonometry. Like that, there are different kind of books are available. If you require the geometry, you are to pick up the geometry, and from the geometry you are taking the circle calculations or triangle calculations. So like that, you go for the one aspect, right? Similarly, in functions we have lot of libraries, and each library contains set of functions, and each function performs different kind of job. Okay, so library functions are inbuilt functions in C that are grouped and placed in common places called as library. Such functions are used to perform some specific operations. For example, printf used to print on console output. Okay, and similarly, the library functions created by the designers of the compilers. All C standard library functions defined inside of library or defined inside of header file. Okay, so and each and every header file is .h extension. Okay, .h extension. Okay, so we should include header file in our program to make use of library functions defined in header files. Okay, for example, if you use printf and scanf,
we are using stdio.h. Like if we use like square root, okay, sqrt, like power, we should use math.h header file. So like that we have different kind of header files. So let us see what are the built-in header files we have. See, header files are like this. Okay, I'm writing few header files. Okay, so like the first one, stdio.h, is one header file, and the second one is conio.h header file, and third one is like string.h header file, and the fourth one is stdlib.h header file, and math.h header file, and time.h header file, okay, and signal.h header file. Okay, so like that set jmp.h header file. Like that we have a lot of header files, and every header file associated with less than, greater than. Okay, less than, greater than. For example, printf and scanf belongs to standard input header file. It contains all library functions regarding standard input and output. Okay, conio.h, conio. Means console, console in the sense output. Okay, output, console means output, and input output header file comes under console header file. Next, string.h, it contains all string related library functions like gets, puts, str, cpy. Like that there are a lot of functions we have. We'll discuss in the concept of strings. Okay, and next one is like stdlib.h. So stdlib.h contains like mloc, dynamic functions like cloc, exit. Okay, so we will discuss these functions in the concept of dynamic memory allocation in C language. And next, math.h. So this header file contains all mathematical operations related to sqrt, power. Like that we have different kind of functions, and let us discuss each and every functions as per the logic. Okay, and time.h. So this header file contains time related functions. Okay, and the next one we can call it as signal.h. All signal handling functions defining in here, like traffic signals, like embedded system signals, everything we can define here, like setjmp.h. So this is also one type of header file, all jump functions. Okay, so these, not only these, there are number of things. These are the frequently used header files in C language. Okay, so let us discuss as per our requirement. Okay, so this is the basic idea to define what are the built-in header files or built-in functions in C language. So functions are two types. One is comes under built-in function, and the second one is comes under user-defined functions, right? So we get a clarity about what is a user-defined function, what is a built-in function. So the next,
Do you know what is a call by value? And do you know what is a call by reference? Let us understand this video.
See, we already know that there are two important points. One is called as called function, and the second one we can call it as calling function. What is the duty of calling function? Always calls called function or logic of function, right? So in this scenario, whatever value we are passing, okay, so that value represents two aspects. One is called as call by value, and the second one is called as call by reference. Okay, if we use call by value, then whatever value we are passing, that value is not modified. If we use call by reference, then value is modified. Whatever value we are passing, that value is modified. Okay, so this is the basic introduction about how to pass data from calling function to called function. That means there are two types of methods. One is called call by value and the second one is called call by reference. Okay, so let us understand with the diagram. See, there are two methods are needed to pass the value. That means there is a original value. So there is a original value and this original value is going to be changed or modified. So the changes are happened in the call by reference. Okay, and changes not happened in the call by value. That means here value is not changed, here value is changed. Okay, so whatever original value we are passing, and here the value is changes, here values are not changed. Okay, so this is the basic introduction about call by value and call by reference. So let us understand call by value in C language. See, this is the program. In this program, swapping of two numbers. So this is called as prototype, or we can also call it as declaration of the function. And you can observe that swapping. So what is the swapping and all? I given information in earlier. Please watch previous videos. Swapping means interchange. Simply we can call it as interchange. Okay, so A is one parameter, B is one parameter. Okay, so we are taking temporary value, A value copied into temporary. Now temporary value contains something and B value copied into A, and A value fulfill, and temporary value copied into B, and after that you will get this result. For example, as per here, we are going to passing A value as it 10, B value is 20 initially, but after swapping A value become 20, B value become 10, right? So this is the expected output. So this is the basic reason for swapping. And but the thing is, our topic is copying values. What is A value right now? 10. What is B value right now? 20. So before swapping, A, B values are 10, 20. After swapping, what are the values? After swapping, values are 20 and 10. Now what is A value right now? 20. What is B value right now? 10. But what is initial values? 10 and 20. But expected result here is 20 and 10. But due to memory locations, okay, so our output is 10, 20. Okay, 10, 20. So whatever value we are passing, that value we are unable to modify. We are unable to modify the value. So for understanding, let us execute the program. See, after executing the program, A value 10 initially, B value is 20. After swapping, A value is 20, B value is 10. But what is our requirement? A value should be 20 because value changed, right? B value is 10. But unfortunately, whatever values we are passing from calling function to called function, okay, so value is not modified. Value is not modified because of different kind of memory location taken by the compiler. Okay, so this is the call by value. But how can we change? How can we change the values? So that can be done with the help of call by reference. I hope you understand what is call by value. Okay, in the next video we will talk about what is call by reference.